Hey, this is Senator, and you're listening to the Weekly Blizz, the weekly show on all things Blizzard.
So, the
Blizzard.
East Coast was slammed with a nor'easter over the weekend. I'm sure a lot of the viewers out there watching tonight know about that, or if you heard about it, it was all over the news. Some parts of the country got 2 feet of snow, and I'm sure,
Absolutely.
as a lot of you all know, we're an East Coast-based podcast. Steph lives in Connecticut and goes to school in Rhode Island, and Sean and I live in upstate New York, not too far from the city. Steph actually happened to be visiting New York City this weekend, and he picked the absolute worst weekend to be there because they got 2 feet
It
of
wasn't the
snow.
worst. The opposite. It was so much fun.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah. Like they closed down all the roads, so when I got there, like the day I got there right before, like as the storm was kind of raging, but it was in the morning. I think I got there at like 10 o'clock. So I get to the city and they got a text like an hour and a half, 2 hours later that they were gonna shut down all the roads. So my day ended up just being bar hopping city and with no cars around. We were just walking down the middle of the street at like 10 o'clock at night. It was awesome. There's like hundreds of people. It was like surreal because I've been to the city and dude, half the time you can barely like walk in the sidewalk there. It's in Manhattan too.
I was going to ask
Outskirt.
if you got to be like that guy who went snowboarding on the down the street with the
That
NYPD.
that wasn't that far from me. I
Really?
was on Third. Yeah, no, I
That's
definitely
awesome.
wasn't
Really?
too far from that. I didn't see him, but that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah,
Definitely
I saw
taking
that
a
on Yahoo.
picture.
That was pretty cool. So, meanwhile, while all that was happening, while snowboarding was happening in New York City and Steph was bar hopping without a car in sight in New York City, mind you, we up here in Neversink, New York, only an hour and a half, literally 90 minutes away from the city, we got nothing.
Yeah, well,
We
you're
got no
never
snow.
sinking.
Never
Never gonna sink, dude. Never gonna sink under that snow. I
We
don't know
got
what to tell you.
0 inches of accumulation. And so the weirdest winter in upstate New York history continues.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, a big thank you to all the viewers watching the pre-show. Let's start the show. But now it's time
Nuclear launch detected.
to start the show.
5,
4,
3,
2,
1. This is the Weekly Blizz, the show for news and discussion about Blizzard Entertainment products. I'm your host, Justin Tompkins, known in-game as Baggis, and I'm joined as always by two of my favorite Blizzard gamers tonight. First up, I've got my bro host and resident raider on the show, Stefan Von Dossel, also known as Broteen. And second but not least is my co-host from literally down the street, Sean Messenger, aka Guaz.
You can walk there.
Yeah, we could pod together.
I'll let you get back to it.
That's all right. It's all right. On today's show, we're delving into a hot topic among gamers and non-gamers alike. We're going to be talking about esports, our thoughts, our concerns, and our hopes for the future with them. But mostly, the big question of the day is, should they be considered a real sport? Should they have their own section on ESPN.com? And should it be controversial when they make it on ESPN too? This show's going to get hot. But before we dive in, let's catch up with our hosts. What's your guys' weeks in gaming been like? Steph?
Oh, me? All right. Pretty uneventful because I missed our progression, like our real progression night on Sunday because I was, in New York. There was quite a bit of snow, so yeah, I was down there Sunday night. Other than that, I got few more games done for my Hero League. It was going pretty well. I won like I think 4 in a row, and
wow.
then it went pretty bad the last couple games. We got matched up with like some like players that were in the teens. They weren't. We did fine early game, but late game it just got super so rough. Like it hurt. Like, because I mean, we had like terrible comps and we'd have like one person just chilling like bot lane while we're like team fighting over like an immortal kind of a thing. Like your whole team's here fighting over the immortal, and they're just it's like a gazebo just chilling down bot doing nothing. Or like we had a Vala doing that one
Pushing his
time,
lane.
and then the Vala like yelled at the team. He's like, "Why don't you wait for me to get there?" I'm like, "Cause we pinged it." Like, I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, that was my week.
Let's see. I finally bought League of Explorers. I know I'm late to the game, but I finally got it on Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Been getting those cards. Got my own Reno Jackson finally. And
Really? I'll be
which
honest with you.
definitely
I've
was
actually
okay.
played like 4 matches of Hearthstone in the last 2 days, which has got to be a record for me.
I've
Yeah.
been winning that day for sure.
I mean, like it's a nice thing because as you know, like I'm a graphic designer, and so like at work, like if I'm doing something like editing photos or whatever for work, and I need a break from it,
Yeah.
I'll just take out my phone, play some Hearthstone matches, do some solo adventures. Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely fun getting back into it.
What's this I hear about NHL 2014, man? That's gaming.
Heard you lost.
Well, listen, I restarted another season and created myself and all my friends,
Yeah.
and we don't
I
lose.
think you're a year behind. So.
Oh well, I have 14 because I haven't bought the newest one or the last 2 ones, and instead of buying an Xbox One, I also built a new computer.
I mean,
And
I
then
guess that's all right.
my buddy has 16, and that dude, you could spend like a day with all the different customization options in the game. Like you can color your skates, like the blade guards. You can color everything, and I mean, I look pretty damn dope in that game. But yeah,
Guess that's all right.
that's it for me. You, Justin?
Yeah.
Well, I got my stream up and running finally, so now I can stream whenever I play Heroes or something. I'm always going to try and stream it. It's not going to really be consistent or anything, any schedule to it, but if anyone wants to watch and they see me on, they can come and take a view. I'll
You and
always be
Spoodle?
happy to have someone watch. Yeah, me, Spoodle, me, Sean, me, and you.
Yes, and I
help-
also got my stream going too because we both upgraded our internet this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Backwoods Duo is coming out of the woods a little bit.
Helps is
Just a
gonna
little bit.
helps is gonna drag me through Diablo, so I'll be
There you
streaming
go.
that.
Well, that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
whenever him and he's a pretty busy guy. I'm a pretty busy guy, so it'll be hard to try and sync our times up, but figure it out.
Yeah.
Um,
Pull his beard, dude. I'll tell you.
the one thing I got to figure out to do with my limited space here is I got to figure out how to rig up a second monitor because while I'm streaming like a game, I can't see chat. So I got to find a much cleaner operation to do that. I don't know how I'm going to
The
do
second
it yet.
monitor is so clutch. Like
might
there's
have to
nothing
walk-
better in
it's,
this
it's,
world.
it's 2016, bro.
Yeah, seriously. Like, can you go
It has
up?
one monitor.
Thank you. Yeah. It
One
took a
of the
little
things
while,
I did
but,
do
you know.
though this
I've been
week
there
is
for a while.
If anybody in chat wants to take Justin's spot, if you have 2 monitors, you're welcome to it.
2 monitor club only.
Yeah.
Dude.
No noobs allowed.
being kicked off the island already.
All right, that was quick. I know. Might have to get voted
I-
back on, but I'm not voting you in. So reverse survivor. It's okay. When you qualify, you can come in. You can enter the tournament here. And test us. But this is my spot. I'm not leaving. I have 2 monitors.
I have 3.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, I guess I should leave too. Never mind.
Sivy, that's actually what I've been doing, man. I use my iPad. I open up Twitch on my iPad, and I use that to monitor the chat while I'm playing like Heroes or something. But obviously, while we're doing this, I don't have to. I can just open up a couple windows. I don't have a full screen thing going on.
Hey, we have a wild Brendan Walsh in chat, by the way.
Yeah, we do. That's what brought up NHL earlier.
Oh.
Anyways, earlier in the week, I watched my buddy's Minecraft stream. He was in the chat a second ago. He does some streaming. He had like 80 viewers watching him play Minecraft. It's crazy. I haven't seen the kid in like probably 5 or 6 years, so it was nice to watch him stream, and it was pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. So
I'm gonna watch you throw
shout out
blocks
to
at things.
it was I don't know. He was he was starting this like new world because I guess you like create stuff on Minecraft. I don't really know much about Minecraft, but you like I guess you create stuff.
I guess you create things on Minecraft.
Yeah, I guess
even
like
I mean,
the sole purpose of the game, but yeah, I guess.
I don't know. And then like at nighttime zombies come out. I don't really get it.
I could see
but-
Chelsea like beating you down for saying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there you go.
But he was like laying out the ideas he had for like what he was going to do with this whole new planet and stuff. It was pretty cool. I was interested. I was like really tempted. I came like really close to buying it. I know Senny and Chelsea have really tried hard to get me to get into it, but
yeah, sure.
I haven't been tipped over the edge yet.
Wow.
Anyways, I didn't get much opportunity to play a lot of Hero League. I think I got in like 5 matches. I got knocked down to rank 19, and then I worked my way back up to rank 18. So I'm just kind of floating around there. And then Thursday in the afternoon, I played a lot of Heroes with Alicia, and then later Sean joined, and then even later yet you joined, Steph.
I joined for a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were playing for a while, and that was a lot of fun. So
Dude, she's getting so much better.
she
Sorry, I
is
keep
getting a
interrupting
lot
you.
better. No, it's cool.
She was
Yeah, she
killing
is
it
getting.
on ETC.
She isn't really. She's having a lot of fun. She's getting the hang of it, and I'm glad she's having fun. So
Yeah,
it's just nice to have something.
That's my new text tone.
He had a couple of sick ET. I could get some. Great.
Yeah.
He's crushing it. A lot of fun.
Yo, Legends, Smash Bros used to be my thing back in the day. Nobody wants to play with me at home.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Get smashed too hard, they're like, yes. Dude, I used to play that all the time. All the time. One of my favorite games.
Other than that, let's move into the news. Tonight on the Weekly Blizz, have we got news for you? Illidan has returned again. Diablo starts a new season, and Blizzard promises the Overwatch beta soon. TM. All that and more at the top of the hour, so make sure you stay tuned for all the details here at the Weekly Blizz.
At the top of the hour, it's 25.
Yeah, well,
It's top of the
I
hour.
know, I
somewhere.
know.
listen, if someone knew how to operate OBS, we'd have started
Okay.
shots
Difficulties happen
fired.
to everybody.
15 minutes
You know,
ago.
All right.
Shots fired.
Shots were fired. Okay. At me.
It's like the worst.
I'll
map
take
in
it.
Heroes. Shots fired.
Or who
All
you got,
right.
please? Yep.
So, Sean, you're going to start us off today. What's going on with WoW, brother?
I don't talk about WoW, brother.
Oh, I'm
I'm
so
the
sorry.
WoW.
Steph.
Oh yeah,
Steph,
the
I'm
guy
getting my
who
colors
raids.
mixed up, man.
The guy who raids.
I'm so sorry.
PvP
I'm getting my colors mixed
guy.
up. Dude, I used to
No.
know how to read show notes.
So, they were Liz announced, not announced, but went into a little more detail about talent swapping or spec swapping. So you in Legion, you're gonna be able to be basically whatever spec you want. So it's not like you're gonna have to run back to your trainer, change it out in this. You just pay. They're trying to figure out what fee they're gonna have. Like right now, they have 100 gold as like a placeholder, but it'll probably be. And you just toss them gold, and then you can change your spec like on the fly, which I like a lot. They
Yeah, that's
change
cool.
specs. I don't change specs all the time, but I like to, because I play 2 DPS specs. Different fights require me to play different specs as a DPS. Then like I want to go tank dungeons, and like not run back, but I deathgate back, change my spec, get some gold,
Understand.
fix it all up, my UI, whatever. So that's really, really cool thing. I'm actually very excited for it. That'll be nice to have. Then other than that, there's a new boss video for the alpha. I have yet to see. I missed it. I haven't sat down to watch it yet, but it's in one of the new dungeons, and it looks pretty neat. It's a creepy looking thing. Like I don't know, big floating guy. I don't know. It looks great. I need to get into it. Yep. So yeah, other than that, that's all I got for WoW. I mean, they released a couple of new gear sets, like pictures, and the priest one I actually very much like. Great. Really like what they did with the whole owl thing behind. I don't like how they're doing PvP sets and PvP is like the same colored.
Really?
That's
I didn't see that.
That's
I
what I
haven't paid attention to it.
what it's been looking. Not a fan. I like the totally complete Make it unique. Make the PvP tag.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, other than that, I have nothing else.
All right, man.
Lay it down.
Listen, base stealing sign. Moving on to the next topic here.
The Overwatch. The Overwatches.
The Overwatches.
All right. Well, we finally have news from Jeff Kaplan.
All right, let's hear it.
So apparently, it was a quote easy decision for them to push back the date for the open beta to open up again, and the reason for it they finally announced
Open
is
beta?
because, or closed beta. Sorry.
Got so
The-
excited first.
All right. Like,
God, I was.
Yeah, I know something you guys don't know. No, the reason for it though is because they're adding more maps and a new game mode.
okay.
Yes. So
What
it's
maps
no
is good?
longer
I
just
was-
going to be point capture and payload now. And he didn't say what it is. Here's the quote right here. After looking through all the feedback from last year, one of the things we noticed players consistently mentioning was their desire for more game modes in addition to point capture and payload. Without getting into specifics, we are working on a new game mode and we're very excited about it. We have some great new maps to support it too, but we need a little more time to get everything just right. So February is when they say that it is coming back with new game mode, new maps, and hopefully
Our invites?
hopefully we'll be in it.
Yeah. So
Jeff Kaplan, if you happen to be watching,
Yeah.
we'd
If you're
take
listening,
some
Jeff.
we take some beta
a couple of
keys.
beta keys. Would be
Yeah.
So
Specifically me, since I talk about Overwatch. I don't care about
looking
those
at my
two.
watch right now. Checking it out.
Did he say when in
it's
February?
like 5 days. Not 6 days from now.
We'll see. It's
But,
most likely
you
most
know.
likely going to be middle of February when it opens.
Oh, you didn't say middle of February. You said
I'm
February.
saying I said most likely. They don't say a day.
Did he
you know.
say?
Oh.
So I mean, I guess you read the quote. He didn't say exactly how many maps or what the new game modes were, right? He just said
Nope.
that new game modes, new maps. That's
he
good.
said
though.
he said without getting into specifics.
Yeah, I
so,
like it.
But I mean, it's Blizzard. They say that, and then 9.9 out of 10 times it's something pretty good when it's kept a surprise like this. So,
Can't wait.
especially with Overwatch. So,
Oh yeah, are you excited?
no,
No Overwatch hat today.
I know.
You're a real fan.
I know. I'm not. It's my background though.
No big deal.
That was
Could be
one of the
anything.
things I was.
my Overwatch shirts are coming in the mail, so that's all I'm gonna wear every single stream
Yeah.
now.
I believe that. Better.
I didn't.
You're not a real fan.
I got my
Okay.
Heroes T-shirt.
Step away
floating
from
around
that.
somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Mine's in my room, but
But yeah, that's it. That's it from Overwatch. But at least it's news, and at least Jeff Kaplan himself is the one that came out to talk about it.
To say it, yeah.
So
All right,
pretty
sweet,
good.
That's
man.
cool.
That's good.
Excited.
I'm glad to hear that. One of the big things I was hoping for was more maps and more game modes. Just because I when I noticed on the beta, like it seemed like, I mean, sure it was a fun game, but it's got to get boring after a while just doing the same 2 game modes or the same
Yeah.
4 maps over and over. You know.
And so, I mean, there's before release, there's going to be more than even just 3 game modes, But
Mhm.
I'm glad that they actually took the feedback from the players.
yeah, that's a good thing.
So
That's
good.
the reason for betas.
it is. So that's
All
it.
right.
Lay it
No,
down.
no,
Heroes.
anything happening in Heroes?
I heard
don't-
no-
Dude,
Nah, it's a pretty
so
slow
much
week.
stuff happening in
Nothing?
Heroes. Ridiculous. Chewing up all the space on our notes here. Anyways, they started out the week with like a hint to 2 new heroes because they just came out with Greymane, and everyone was wondering, well, I mean, if they're going to come out with heroes every 3-4 weeks, they better like hint at a new hero so we have an idea what's coming.
Oh, did
And
they
what
hint?
what they did with this new reveal is they did these blacked out silhouettes in the little hero hexagons that played short, like little 5-second voice clips of each character, and then everyone on Twitter was going crazy trying to guess what they were.
It was
And that
pretty
was
fun
day
watching
one.
all that.
Yeah,
It was awesome, and then you could see what everyone was guessing. It was pretty cool, and there was a lot of different theories. Pretty much everyone figured out that the D3 wizard was the chick, and they figured that out pretty quickly. That was the general consensus there.
Was the
that-
woman, Justin.
Sorry, Lee May. Lee May.
a woman.
And
Respect.
but the other hero there was a lot of different theories out there. There was the D2 Druid, the D2 Necromancer, Medivh. There was a lot of different, even Kel'Thuzad, the other KT.
I didn't think it would.
I thought it for a second there with the first quip. But then on day 2, so the next day, one day later, they added a little more features to the silhouettes so that you could kind of see their outline, and then they added another little soundbite for each character. And that basically confirmed the first character being Li Ming. And then the second one, it whittled it down to a little bit more, and most people were basically, by then the consensus considered it to be the Necromancer from D2, but there were still some ideas out there that it might be Medivh, or it might be the D2 Druid, because he was talking about balance, and Druids care about that. But what it came down to is a couple of people did some research, is the Necromancers, the lore behind them in D2 was that they believe they were always talking about balance. They believed in balance with life and death. And then the theory for Medivh was the same voice actor who did the D2 Necromancer also did the voice acting for Medivh.
Oh.
So that was the
association. That's about it.
Yeah.
As far as I'll give it.
But at the end of the day, on day 3 of the whole reveal thing that they were doing, they announced it would be the Necromancer from D2 and obviously Li Ming from D3. So from there,
it was a cool little event that I liked how they
It
did
was.
that.
Yeah,
I
I-
that for everything and just to generate
that'd be
hype.
great.
Like, oh man,
it was
I'd be
awesome.
like-
I was excited. I'm still
Yeah,
excited.
me too.
It was
That was really neat.
Really amped up everyone. Yeah.
They gave it out quick too, which I thought was. I'm like, I don't know. I would never.
And then
As a voice.
and then when they released
Quickly.
the spotlight though of Li Ming, I can't wait. I will.
I know. There
If
goes
it's
$10.
another,
Gone.
if it's another like $20 bundle like they did with Greymane, here's my money, Blizzard. I'm buying it.
Take
Because
it.
did you see the skins that they're coming out with her too? Like look amazing. So
Oh, Chelsea's riding the
Yeah.
hype train right now.
yeah. So
Chelsea,
GG
do you
Blizzard
even
on that.
play Heroes?
Yeah, I'm sure she's touched it once, maybe. But
no, she's playing Smite. It's fine.
what I got out of it, though, it was clearly a planned event. Just because basically Dustin Browder had the same interview, just done in 2 different formats. The same questions were asked with the same answers on a GameSpot interview. And then he was interviewed on Stormcast, which is a podcast I listen to about
Yeah,
Heroes
I
of
heard
the
it
Storm.
too. Actually,
Yep.
Yep.
And same questions, same answers for the most part. It was all pre-recorded before the announcement came out. So very exciting. I'm glad that they did that though, because it just generates a lot of hype for the game. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It gets everyone that's already playing super excited for these new characters. Generates money for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy to spend that money on that stuff because I want to play Li Ming. She looks
too.
so exciting.
she does.
So I'm happy to hear about that. Zul the Necromancer, he's going to be a specialist. It's kind of like similar to Zagara. He can split push and do a lot of damage. Li Ming, she's the female wizard from D3. The way they describe her so far is she has a very high skill cap. She's going to have some tricky skill shots. Her auto
I like
attacks
it,
aren't
dude.
going to do a lot of damage. It's all going to be about hitting her skill shots to do damage, and they're going to be tough to hit. That's the idea. And when you get a kill, or basically a takedown on kill or assist,
Yep.
her cooldowns are going to reset, and that's going to allow her to do a lot of damage. But she's going to be a glass cannon. She's going to be very squishy, but she's got a cool little escape mechanism with that teleport. So
which is on a really short cooldown too.
I'm all about the glass cannon forever.
I-
But I
So
mean,
you run
with,
in and die.
Says the
with,
Sonya
with,
player.
Li,
I
with
know.
Li Ming though,
I'm not
I'm
a
already expecting her to be released and then 2 weeks later to get nerfed.
Oh yeah.
Because she just looks so open. Like, yeah, she's a glass cannon, so you definitely she's like Morales. You know, like you have to protect her.
Yeah.
But as long as she's protected, like it's
Yeah.
just going to be ridiculous.
so much damage, right? Well, she's
so
gotta hit her
much
shots.
damage.
So.
Yeah, but there's also 2 ways to play her. Like you could play her also as like not really a support, but like you can deal all the damage, or you can take her other ult, which will like you can push the other team away from objectives.
Yeah, that's
use
true.
it to save
That's
your
kind of
team
like a
if you need.
utility thing.
Yeah,
Gust.
exactly.
Mighty
So,
Gust.
but yeah, she basically has a mighty gust, which
Awesome.
but just like in order.
Love it. I do. It's
The
such
other
a cool.
thing that the other big announcement that I have is Space Lord Leoric is live. That happened finally.
Dude.
He came out
Dude.
today,
How much does it cost?
and I didn't even look at it. I haven't had a chance, I'm afraid.
Might be
But
there might
I
be a
imagine he's
purchase.
going to be a legendary skin, so he's going to be like a $15 skin with a $10 amount, so it's like $25 in total. They probably bundle it for $20. I haven't had a chance to look. It came out today. I got home right before we started getting ready for the show.
Buy
So,
money. Just take it.
right?
Just take it.
It's incredible, man. They
It's-
got a whole themed event around it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They got a video that just came out earlier. I was watching it on Twitter. It's a
Which
minute
has
long.
Leeming in it.
Yes,
I've
it
got the
does.
links to all this stuff, by the way, in the show notes. That'll be included in the show description if you're listening on iTunes. If
You
you
want the
want to
beats?
find the show notes again, if you don't listen on iTunes, I will find a way to share them with you people. Maybe they'll be on the YouTube page. That's an easy way to do it.
Yep.
By the way, here are the details on that. It is it's 1869 for me because I own Leoric, and you get the Space Lord Leoric skin and his mount, the Space Lord Starbreaker,
For
Is
18
that
bucks.
that cool thing he's riding?
or
with
18
him?
bucks. Well, it's a little,
That's pretty
it'll probably
close,
be
man.
20. I own Leoric.
Is it
so
considered
that'll be 20.
considered a legendary skin? It's not an epic. It's orange. Legendary orange. Can you see that?
Yeah. It's
I'm not
gotta
on.
be.
I'm not on his thing. I'm just.
Oh,
looking.
you're not in the game. You're on the website. All right.
No, I'm in the game.
Jealous? Yo, let's get a game in.
But
What
I
are
don't
you
have two
doing?
monitors to do that, dude.
Yeah, just click, 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 click,
Alright.
click.
Get 3 monitors, bro.
Yeah, really. Dang.
Let's see. It is.
So-
It is orange. Yes.
It is orange, so it's a legendary. All right, so
Yeah.
it's like I think that makes it the third legendary. There's Infested Tychus, Mecha Tassadar, and then this guy now, Space Lord Leoric. That's pretty cool.
I think Infected Tychus is the lamest of the three by far.
It is. I agree.
Megatassadar is pretty
But I think it was
sick,
also the first one. I think it was the
Oh,
first legendary.
okay.
That's why.
But Space Lord Leoric is unreal. Like, that is
it's-
a beautiful skin. It is
But
so cool.
who it reminded me of when it first came out
Who?
was oh gosh, what was his name from Toy Story?
Zerg?
Yes.
Emperor Zurg.
Yes, Buzz's arch enemy. That when they first showed the picture of him, I was like, is that Zerg?
That is-
But yeah, I'm super excited for it. And in fact, I'm buying it right now.
oh, yeah?
Wow. On the show, we have a live purchase, folks.
Ah. What a
Besides that,
feature.
though, moving on from Space Lord Leoric, as
Can I
cool
see
as
the
he is,
credit card
Blizzard
information real
announced
quick or something?
a bunch of other skins for the Lunar Festival and Valentine's Day. So they've got Crimson Count Arthas coming up, where his mount ability will turn him into a bat and he'll fly around, which will
Oh,
go
I saw
really
that.
well with the Kerrigan, skin, where she turns Count. She's like, what is she? She's like
Is
Countess. Yeah.
that with the
I can't-
hair?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
They're also doing Love Doctor Lieutenant Morales, so she's going to have a heart shield and kind of like a pink tint to her. So that'd be cool. Then they're doing Lunar Jaina and Lunar Illidan, which will have kind of like that really Eastern feel to it. It's going to look they look pretty cool. I already watched the video for that.
Yeah.
And then they're going to
They
they
look
also
like
announced with that
They
gonna-
were in Mr. Pandaria.
yeah,
They were definitely
so
in Mr. Pandaria.
they also announced the skins that they're going to come out with for the 2 new characters that they did during their hero reveal. So they have a serpent skin for Zool, which is kind of like he looks like a pharaoh almost. It's
Yep.
kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Yep.
that.
And then Star Princess for the Star Princess skin for Li Ming.
Looks
And
so
so
cool.
the way they're doing
Sean
that,
is so
it looks
excited.
really cool. She looks
I
like a
am.
Sailor Moon. Like she's like Sailor
Yeah.
Moon. It's
Sean is-
crazy.
I mean,
And,
has there been a bundle that I haven't bought on opening day yet? No.
Probably not.
Not yet. And then they also have a matching mount for that, the Star Chariot for Li Ming. So kind of interesting. They're also coming out with a Cloud Serpent mount and a Lunar Dragon mount. And attached in the show notes, I have a
I like
preview
it.
of
I
all
like
of
it.
that.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then they gave
I
out.
wish you
Then
could do
when,
like auto pay with Blizzard, so as soon as they release something, it just takes it out of my account because I'm gonna buy
That's
it
actually
anyway.
That's
right?
so dangerous. If only I could do that.
The other thing that happened was on Wednesday, they came out with some small balance updates. There's not a lot there. Small Tyrandian Raynor nerfs, small buffs to Brightwing and Stitches. Nothing too earth-shattering. I've got the links to that in the show notes as well. I've got this week's sale, which is Thrall's on sale for $4.99, a matching skin, which is the Hellhammer Thrall skin for $3.74, and Centurion Johanna for $3.74 as well is on sale this week. Then today was another big announcement, as if I didn't have enough for Heroes. There's PTR patch notes that just came out. Huge changes in these patch notes. Too big for me to go through today. I don't have time. We'll talk more about it next week. Hopefully by then they'll be live. We'll have some more to talk about it, how they affected the gameplay. The other thing they added was there's a setup now where you can, if you're like a coder or a programmer, there's an open source project going on with the replay file setup now with Heroes. So they're looking to improve their replay system. They already have some new updates out that they're trying out where they're going to get more advanced stats going on with the game, but they want you to tinker with it, build on it, play with it. And in the show notes, I have another link to that, which will bring you to that page, tell you some more about that. That also was announced today. Other than that, that is all I have for Heroes.
Yeah.
That was a lot in 1 week. They had a lot going on this week.
If I may, they also had the European Open qualifier this weekend.
Oh,
They did.
They did.
I did not
Which,
squeeze that in there.
As far as I understand, so it was the top 2 teams qualify for the regionals, and it was Team Google, which I do not believe is affiliated with Google, and Team Liquid.
Team
Google
Liquid,
beat
all
Google
right.
beat Fnatic in the semis, and Liquid beat Navi in the semis also. Both of which teams had some big changes.
Yeah, they did.
So.
Well,
All right.
that's kind of a bummer. I don't
Yeah.
know if this team
The other
Google.
thing, Starcraft doesn't have a lot going on with that. They've got a new balance test map available. It's basically going to be the PTR for Starcraft. You can go in there, you can test out the balance changes to the game. Attached is a link to that. Rock the Cabinet was narrowed down to the final 5. Basically, the 5 games left are Archers, Nexus Fortress, Siege, Battlegrounds, Dwarven Combat, and the winner of Rock the Cabinet is going to be decided by a panel of judges who will determine who get first, second, and third. If you want to try those out,
kind of cool?
What do they win?
I mean,
Like
they-
something like
What
decent.
are we competing for if we're not going to win anything?
that's honestly, I don't remember. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Wow, dude. So
Sorry.
disappointing.
Yeah, I can
I'm
pull
just
that up.
kidding. Yeah. Oh, he's getting it. Well, it's all right. His keyword's not,
Oh,
extremely
sorry.
loud.
You know
He
what?
might be
You know
able
what?
to type.
You know what I was thinking of was if you were like voting for the games. That's what it was. That contest is what I was thinking of. Where you won.
Yeah, you get a laptop. I mean, you get something for winning Rock the Cabinet. Give me 1 second. We're a Blizzard show. We should probably
putting
know these-
Justin on the spot, might be.
Wow.
It's all right. We're good.
He's like, I'm just kidding. He's got it. MBD.
No, I got this, dude. Hold on. Trying to keep the show under an hour, but
Yeah, dude, you're
probably
killing
gonna
me.
fail. We're probably gonna fail again. Quiet clap.
I'll raise it up. Just for you.
Jeez, Justin.
Wow. All right, dude. Wait, what is he looking up? I don't even remember what he's looking up right now.
Dude, Rock the Cabinet.
Oh, on a side note, did anyone else have Windows 10?
Oh
just,
yeah,
like,
fill the space.
miraculous-
Fill the space for me.
No, I didn't.
No, yeah, okay. So I'm raiding yesterday. We're doing like our alt run, and all of a sudden Windows 10 just decided to be 9:34 at night. I'm just gonna ninja your computer and update for the 40 minutes. It was awesome, every bit of it. I was so happy. I was like, yay! I'm just not gonna raid with these people. I have to wait for this update that I've avoided for like a month and a half on purpose. Like, this is cool. So I like waited up. I even went as far as to like open up my laptop, which I was like, I opened up my laptop and I was like, I don't have WoW installed. No, I do. Oh, cool, I have it installed. Oh, it's like 4 patches behind. So let me just update. 40 minutes.
Yeah.
By that time, I was basically. Oh,
All right, I got it, guys. Here we go. First place of Rock the Cabinet gets $10,000 and 2 tickets to a future BlizzCon event. They get an art book, 2 Starcraft cuts and sew hoodies. Second place gets $7,000, 2 tickets to a future BlizzCon event, the same art book and the same hoodies. And third place gets $5,000 with the 2 tickets, an art book, and the hoodies. Fourth and fifth place get $500 each, the art book and hoodies. And 6th through 10th get $200, art book and hoodies. So there you go. I was able to find it.
Good.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I have another update for you on Heroes bags. Greymane is now for 15,000 gold.
Yeah, he's down to 10.
Oh, see? Why did no one tell me? I have that.
That's pretty much standard. It's after they've been out for a week or two, they get knocked down.
I've never tried to buy a hero
Oh yeah, I do.
for people's status.
So- In other news, if you want to try out the arcade games, see them for yourself, log into StarCraft 2, check out the arcade. You can try all these user-made games. They're incredible. They're almost like they're professionally done games. So give them a look. Other
I'm
than
sure
that,
they
I'm
probably
going to
play
toss.
it as much as professionals. Some people more than.
I'm going to toss this over
Okay.
to Sean, and we're going to talk about Hearthstone.
Some Hearthstone. All right. Well, let's see. Hearthstone website. Their ranked player spotlight right now is on Fibonacci. He's a 22-year-old math student from Canada who just graduated, and he's not well known because he doesn't stream and he doesn't compete in a lot of broadcasted tournaments. But he's third right now, ranking for the World Championship in points. He was the number one legend. He achieved the rank of number one legend for the month of December, which was the first points giving month really for this
Proud of
next
this guy.
coming season. This
Do it
kid,
for NA.
yeah, this kid is pretty good. Definitely keep an eye out for him, and we're probably going to see him definitely top 4, I'd say at least
Number one.
in the World Championship. Hopefully number
That'd
1.
be nice.
Hold it down for
Yeah.
the
NA all the way.
all the way. Even if he's from
Okay.
Canadian land, with polar bears
Exactly.
and such.
Exactly. Winter preliminaries are coming up for Hearthstone's So You Think You Can Cast, which was an open call for casters for Hearthstone, and you sent in
awesome.
your casting samples, like videos and everything, and it is down to, let's see, these people have been invited to cast the winter preliminaries from this contest, and it is
Yeah, I'm gonna have so much fun there. Yeah, I got my
D2,
invite.
Sottle, Aquablad, Songbird, Raven, and Odin. And so they were invited from this contest. And it's still going on. Like, people can still be accepted to it. So
That's really cool. I like
yeah,
that.
so check out their post in their forum on the Hearthstone's website. And college finals coming up soon.
Finals. Is it finals or like
Yeah, it
qualifiers
is.
or what?
No, finals for
Who's in it? Come on.
the college tournament. I will tell you right now. It is.
I
for
bet
whatever,
a
for whatever
California
reason
team
the
is
page
definitely in it.
wanted to close on
At
me.
least 2.
At least 2. Sorry. The page wanted to just
UC Berkeley.
close on me. So I will bring it up right here.
Cal. USC. The ones that are winning at all these esports.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna win.
Like the God fan. Oh, I actually got in a game with a good Aberthur today.
Yeah, me.
It was oh, it was not you, luckily. No, it was in Hero League, and like we were getting kind of stomped early game, but as we started rolling and stuff, we started winning some team fights. It was on what is the Gravekeeper.
The map.
Spires,
Oh.
Towers of Doom.
Towers of Doom.
That's it. Yeah, so we were playing on it, and this Abathur actually ended up winning the game for us. We needed one more little, pillar or whatever those are called, so we can like turret. And there was 3 that spawned on the map. We had all our team down but him. Got wiped, and they had 4 health left. We had 4 bases, and so we needed to take. I mean, we just needed to get one of the 3. We went to go cap the far one because we had been wiping them. Died. And then he was the only one left because he was hiding in the bush, and he ended up porting to the bottom and capping the one away from the whole enemy team, so that we won the game. And it was
Really?
Jamather. He's
Jamather
obviously
for the win.
Jamather.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Okay. So I got it up.
My bad.
So the 4 teams are from the north: Team Bro SU from Ohio State, Team
Yep.
Stargate from University of Texas Arlington, Team Circle from University of Lavelle, and for the west, Team Three Migos from California Santa Barbara.
Ow.
And they are competing for $100,000 in scholarship money, and it is this Sunday, the 31st, at PAC South.
Brother's birthday.
So, well, we can celebrate by watching this on the Hearthstone Twitch channel.
When are we flying out to PAC South, guys? Excited?
I'll wait till PAX East,
Yeah, when is PAX East?
which is like a drive from you. So,
Yeah. When is it? I don't even know.
I think it was April.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So
cool. Done.
that is
Booked.
it. Okay. And then, so that's it for Hearthstone. Warcraft movie, they released a new TV spot. A lot of the footage was just recycled footage, but they did add some more interaction between orcs and humans, and it was pretty good. I mean, like I said, a lot of the footage was recycled, so like
There
not a
wasn't
whole lot of new stuff. Yeah.
I saw
But
it.
yeah, but I mean, it was still pretty good. At least they gave like a bit more of a taste of the interactions more instead of just the war.
Yeah, just one side, other
Interesting.
side, one side, other side. It's like one
Exactly.
side, both sides, other side,
Yeah.
both sides. Yeah.
So that's it there.
Get pumped.
let's-
June 10th? June 10th.
Yep. And remember, Justin knows everybody free tickets for the movie.
Yes, he does. For the Horde.
Oh my God, there's 80
Yeah.
people in the channel right now. I can't afford that.
Nah.
91. I'm sorry. The number keeps going up.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry. All right, guys.
All right.
Get pumped. Send addresses
dude.
in. He's going to get the tickets in the mail soon. So he did, play the bumpers last week.
You can all DM me at bro power up _ brotein.
Oh,
And,
that's what it is.
Give
Yeah.
me your
It's
address, and I will
definitely-
make sure
Is that what it
that-
says right there?
I will
what it
make
says?
sure that you get.
I don't think.
I'll
that.
make sure that
I
you get
think
your tickets.
I'm protein for bags. I want to power up _ JT. Twitter, he's always there for you. He's a good friend. He's always
All right,
buying
guys.
tickets for.
All right, let's
We are
move on.
45 minutes into the show again, and we still haven't started our main topic for the
It's
night.
okay. It's okay.
Just like last
We're gonna
week,
get
we're
going.
running a little long. I hope you're enjoying the show.
Roll it on.
Let's
out.
do this, guys. All right. This week we're talking esports, and we're discussing whether or not esports are really a sport. Now,
Hot
BBC
topic.
has an article on their website. I have a link to it in the show notes that goes into it. They discuss basically the different viewpoints of what various people feel about esports. Let's start out with the actual definition of a sport. I'm going to pull it up right now. I got it here on dictionary.com.
Play it. Give us the
The
truth.
first definition
Truth us.
that they have listed here is an athletic activity requiring skill or physical prowess and often of a competitive nature, as racing, baseball, tennis, golf, bowling, wrestling, boxing, hunting, fishing, etc., etc.
Not the-
Now, I guess the key word there is athletic.
Yeah, that's I'm picking.
A lot of
out.
people take that very differently. But I don't consider hunting or fishing to be a very athletic sport. I think it's just like kind of a competitive thing between you and your whatever you're hunting or fishing for.
Yeah, I think there's skill involved, but as
Yeah,
far as
so-
like physical prowess, I don't.
Yeah, so
Unless
I
you're
don't-
hunting
I don't-
with like your bare hands and you're just
bear,
trying to go,
like you're like
wrestle a
Leonardo
bear down.
DiCaprio in The Revenant, right?
Oh god, I haven't
basically.
seen that.
I want to see it so bad.
Okay.
And then the next thing is what makes an esport. So if we know what makes a sport or what the the general definition of a sport is, what makes an esport? And to me, an esport is just competitive gaming. It's between one person or another. It's between 5 people and 5 other people, 3 people and 3 other people. It's just something competitive with a game electronically. So you could Pong could be an esport, right? That's my opinion on that. I don't know about you guys. Do you have a different opinion on what makes an esport?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of tough to take the definition there. Like esport, it's people playing video games competitively against the best. Who's the best there? So that's all I can say about that. Like, esports, you're competing to be best at the video.
It's pretty self-explanatory, right?
But
What about you, Sean? Sorry.
No, you're okay. Don't worry about it.
No, like I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I agree with esport, but for sport, I mean, there are a lot of things that are considered sports, and going to high school with me, you know my stance on some of these, and I don't want to offend anybody in chat.
No, he's
but,
No,
talking
man, it's
smack,
all
dude.
right. You have an
Smack
opinion. You're
talker.
gonna be. You're allowed to share it.
So, all right, well, so I will. So, my opinion of cheerleading is not a sport, at least in high school. I've watched collegiate and professional cheerleaders, and I mean, yeah, they do things that I couldn't do ever. And so, like, you know, I'll give it to them, but like high school cheerleading, I really don't. At least where we're from, because their competitions aren't like, you know, states where cheerleading is almighty. But so I mean, like, there are things that are considered sports that I personally don't consider sport. But
Is it because like
Yeah.
there's no? Do you think it's because of the physical prowess? Is that what it is? Do you think that it has to be something that you do physically? And so, say cheerleading, there's not enough physical activity in it. It's just cheering.
Oh, it's pretty
Yes.
darn
I
physical.
would say that.
It
Well,
is.
see,
like you see people doing
like I
lifts
said,
and stuff. Like
like I said,
That's
like
physical.
where we're from, like there's maybe, I don't know, 6 people that'll do lifts or do more gymnastic based stuff,
yeah,
flips, all that stuff. And like those, I mean, like the ones that are doing that, like, yeah, I give it to them. But the ones that don't, I mean, I don't know. I can't really give it to that. But like I said, like professional and college, like, I don't know, it's a whole different level. But
everyone
this
does
is
their part.
yeah.
So
this isn't
back
much
on the
going
yeah, let's
but
get
yeah.
back on the rails. Back in the rails. My next question is, why would you, since I think I know where this is heading, why would esports not be a sport? Okay, let me actually real quick before you dive into that, I'm gonna pull up a quote here. From the president of ESPN. Okay, so it's off of the Forbes website here. The ESPN president, John Skipper, great
All
last
right,
name.
skipper.
Skipper, he's the
All right,
skipper
skipper.
of ESPN, apparently.
He is the skipper. Just
He
get
said,
him.
quote, "It's not a sport, it's a competition. Chess is a competition. Checkers is a competition. Mostly,
That's what I used to say all the time in high school.
I'm interested in doing real sports," end quote. So that was the president and still current president of ESPN. He said that back in, do I have a date here? 2014, it looks like.
Wow.
But it's funny that he says that because ESPN has had chess like championships on ESPN. So it's funny that he says that.
And they've had Heroes of the Dorm. And I
Which
believe
was
the Dota
awesome.
2 International, their pre-show was on ESPN too.
Heroes of the Dorm was the first reason I started playing the game. Like I saw it on TV randomly out of the blue. That was awesome. Coverage
Here's
was
the
so
only reason
good.
why I even care about esports, man.
Interesting.
But
I've always watched it a little bit. That was really cool to see. So, when we were at BlizzCon, I mean, you know me, I was totally into it. Like, I waited for 3 hours when you guys went and saw a panel to try and get third row for the semis. Technical difficulty.
yes, that was terrible.
Were you tilted?
That was, I mean, how that was for what, 5 hours or something crazy like that.
It was like 3, but it held everything back, so I would have been
Yeah.
like second
Moved
row or
everything
third
else.
row for the finals.
I know
But
it ruined
instead,
everything.
I was second or third. One half of the semis because I was hungry by that point. We got there at what, like 9 o'clock? 3
Yeah.
hours. It's like 12, and then we watched the first game at 1, and I'm like, all right, I need a burrito.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. It
And,
killed our chance to play Overwatch again too.
While we're discussing this, side
Finals were
note,
sick though.
if you're in chat, feel free to chime in your opinion on the esports debate.
Yeah, guys, interact with us. Let's hear what you guys think. So, before we get too far into this, I want to hear what you guys think. We'll go around the horn here. Steph, how do you feel about it? Are esports a sport, or are they not a sport?
So I see them as a sport in this. Like I would see something like like you said, hunting and fishing, things like that, where it's not necessarily based on physical necessarily ability or like how gifted you are, but it's about how well you're in tune with like what you're doing, and it requires practice. You obviously have to get good at it. And so I see it as a sport in that kind of sense, but I don't see it as obviously on the same, plane as, baseball, football, soccer, wrestling, like where the physical aspect is involved. Even golf, I would think it is kind of similar, but golf also takes quite a bit of physical skill. But yeah, I mean, if you like look at it this way, like the amount these kids practice is probably more than most professional athletes put into like their training in a day, and that's saying something. Dude, they're playing for like
12, 14-hour days. They're
every
and
day.
No,
They're
I
5, 6, 7 days a
I
week.
see where you're coming from on there, but you have the athlete, like you have athletes, and then you have like a step above them. Like take LeBron,
Yeah, but that's
he's the kind of
physical
guy
gifts.
that's
Like you can't.
no. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it
quantify it.
practice wise. I'm saying like he'll go to practice for 3-4 hours, however long their practice is, but before and after that, he's practicing on his own too. So I mean, like, I'll
Yeah,
differ
but
with your opinion on that.
Do you think that some of these players aren't playing for more time than others? Like,
No,
do
yeah.
you think some
but-
of them are just like, I don't feel like playing so much today, so I'll only play for 12 hours, and then
No,
there's gonna be
but see
people that are gonna be
that's
like
what
playing
I'm
all
saying.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like in both esports and physical sports, there are the different level of the people that will practice for however much they just barely want to, and then they're the level of the ones that put
That's over it.
a hell of, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But those are the ones that are winning titles and winning championships, so that's what I'm saying on that.
I would differ with that if you listen to was Cloud9 or Tempo. It was one of the US teams at BlizzCon. I think it was Cloud9, and they were talking about how much they were landing, and they're like, oh, we're landing like 7-8 hours a day. And then there's other teams that they're landing like 12 hours a day. So I don't know. I think it's the same thing with other sports though. Not the person who practices the hardest isn't necessarily going to be the best person on the field all the time. It does certainly help.
Right.
But sometimes people like innately are extremely good at something. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But I don't necessarily see it on the same level as like the mainstream sports. But in a different way, I see it as a sport.
Yeah, to me, like esports and what people will consider a sport. Now, I do consider esports a sport to a level. So what I was going to say is that both esports and physical sports take a level of intelligence, where you have quarterbacks you have Ryan Fitzpatrick, smartest quarterback in the league.
The
And
only thing he's really known for, by the way.
exactly.
Hey.
Dude went to Harvard. He had a perfect score, and
It's like you can't say his name
in the
without
quickest
mentioning
time.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
but so
his
but so
beard
like
this season.
I mean, also that's why he should always win.
I
But
know.
I mean, so you have those kind of athletes that they can quickly see things and calculate things on the field, on the ice, on the court, whatever they're playing. And with esports, like you do have to have a pretty good level of intelligence. You have to know when you should use for Heroes of the Storm. You have to know when you should use your ult. What's a good time to engage? You know, like it takes like a lot of like thinking involved in it. You can't just
yeah, dude. I had
go
that
out and do it.
same kind of issue with Arena when I first started doing it, because
Yeah,
you have to manage your cooldowns. So
Yeah.
you know, you're always dealing with. You have to know what your opponent has up, what they've used, you know, their health pools, their mana pools, like where they're at on the battlefield. And with heroes, you got to know where they're on the field, as well as where the objectives are and how the objectives are going to play out. Like,
And you can draw a kind of comparison to football. You have the guys up top looking, saying, "Okay, they're in," and also your quarterback right there is looking to see how the defense is positioned and how they're playing, and exactly, Sonny, when you should alter time, which is all the time. But so like it's the same. You can use that same comparison. Like you have to see what your opponent is doing, and you have to adjust accordingly in both esports and a physical sport.
absolutely.
So, I mean, I do consider esports a sport, and I mean, in that ESPN article though, it like the first thing in the first line it says the endless debate of nerd versus jock, and so it's just like that stereotype that it's going to be hard to get out of.
Don,
just
what sports
because
did
like
you play in high school? Curious.
football, soccer, you know, just saying, you know,
There's your jock.
na-
Found 'em.
nationally ranked hurdler and number one in New York State. But I mean, whatever. But
NBD,
You
humble
were a
brag.
hurdler?
NBD, yeah, you know, I used to be a lot smaller than I am now.
What happened?
And
The camera
Beer
adds 5
happened?
pounds.
Beer-
Don't worry
beer-
about
Actually,
it, man.
wait.
beer
Wait.
and
You
dining
can't
halls.
drink beer in town. Not a real
Well, that's-
thing. Doesn't
Well, that's why I didn't
exist.
go to
You
college
can't-
in my hometown.
You couldn't buy it, but that changed. We can actually do that now. We don't live in a dry town anymore.
Have one.
Okay, Chels
Beer
just said in chat, I knew a football player in drama who played WoW.
You
I
know
mean,
people
like-
that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And definitely, because just because, you know, you're what people will consider a jock doesn't mean you can't, you know, love video games and be just as good as that as you are at a physical sport.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Long tangent from me, I know. I'm sorry, but
I always
that's just
played
how I
video
feel.
games with the sports teams at my school. Like
Yeah.
I was when Call of Duty came out. Like all of us, like I mean, I had a lot of friends that were on the football team. I was on the wrestling team, baseball team, whatever. And like all of us would freaking amp out these games, and then we'd get them. We'd all just go home and play them for like 4 weeks. Possibly could. So,
you got
and a lot of those people actually, not a lot, but a few were into like MLG and stuff, and like went to events and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I always thought that was pretty cool.
Like mine and Justin's buddy, Brendan, if you're still in chat, Brendan, he loves football. He still plays like flag football and everything now. He was good in high school, and he loves playing video games. Yeah, he's an Xbox player. We won't, you know, he refuses to build a computer, so we won't hold that against
But
him.
it's not even hard.
But
Do it. I
but
believe in you.
his hand-eye coordination, and I kind of hope he's not listening right now because I'm about to give him props. When I
Oh.
play him in FIFA, you know, like he's really good. Like his hand-eye coordination and is just off the charts, and I'll attribute that to the fact that he's always played sports his whole life too, like physical sports. And so like I don't know, like I just really don't get how people can't truly consider it a sport. But yeah, that's my tangent on this. That's my opinion.
Justin,
For me,
fit it.
I'm very similar to Steph on this. I'll be honest.
Well, I
Back
quit,
in the
see.
day, I probably would have been the opposite, but I've changed my tune. My opinion is, if you use the athletic argument, then fishing and hunting aren't a sport, and you can't say they are. You can have the opinion that it has to require athleticism,
Has to be required.
but then you can't say like fishing and hunting are a sport. And I love fishing. Like that's my hobby in the summer when the weather's nice. Um, but they're considered a sport by the general populace. So in my opinions, esports are a sport. If it requires skill, if it requires strategy, and it's competitive, I mean, even chess and checkers. I disagree with John Skipper. I think those should be considered a sport. It requires skill, it requires strategy, and it's competitive. Those are my 3 parameters, my prereqs to be a sport.
Mark Cuban agrees.
So
Mark Cuban does agree.
I love it.
And he's a smart man.
He is a smart man.
And really, isn't Mark Cuban's
And rich.
opinion the only opinion that matters?
Yeah,
He's great.
he owns a sports team. He knows sport.
Yeah, and he's
He's
he's interested in buying a League of Legends team. You know, like you have this guy, and he's publicly said, you know, the guys on ESPN that don't consider it a sport are idiots. So
I think it was Cowherd, not on ESPN anymore.
yeah, true.
He's on
But
Fox Sports 1. I actually like his show too, but I disagree with that too. I saw that episode too. He
yeah,
was talking about esports. I'm like, I disagree.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's
Mark Cuban for president.
I think, Nat, the reason why
Better than
we
Donald
have
Trump.
to
Probably.
call esports
possibly.
a sport and not just esports is I don't people
That's
want to
actually a good
differentiate it. Yeah, well, people want to differentiate it. They want to, like, so you know that you're talking about video games. But I want to call it a sport because I feel like the professional team should be held in the same regard as, like, people who play in the NBA and MLB and NHL. I know a lot of people disagree, and that goes against the grain. But it's like ESPN.com just added an esports section to their website.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
But instead
First
of,
thing I did was
and
look at it.
I guess it's a source of pride to call it an esport and say it has a mouse, you know, and it's a keyboard and a or controller or something. And I mean, maybe for a lot of those guys, it's a source of pride. But to me, it should just be like, instead of saying the esports section, it should, like, after that the NBA tab, it should say LOL and then or League of Legends, or I guess you probably don't want to use an acronym. You want to actually spell it out so people know what it is. But it shouldn't just say esports. It's almost, I don't know. I don't like to separate it like that. That's just my opinion on that.
Well, I think of it in the way that you'd separate basketball from football. And because esports is kind of, I know it's multi-dimensional, but at least right now, it would be just a lot to have to sift through all the games that are competitive. There's a lot of competitive games. And so having it in one tab under esports separates it from NFL, stuff like that have been in place. Like, they're already there, and they're separated by sport and generally by whatever division they play in, kind of a thing. So having esports a separate tab kind of keeps it less cluttered. I would definitely see that as everything all in one. I could see that as a problem. I don't know. Debate.
Well, it's it's not like they do basketball and then underneath that umbrella they do NBA and college basketball and women's college basketball and WNBA. They have actually separate tabs. So I don't know.
But they also don't have every sport.
They don't have a curling tab on there.
I have a wrestling tab. I follow college wrestling. I wrestle with some kids that are different teams.
Yeah.
I follow it.
All right. Let's move on.
So, other than that, I mean, I guess, are we just going to have to agree to disagree?
Yeah.
On that, Sean?
Yeah.
Do you,
Yeah.
you feel like if it doesn't have, if you don't,
We could
if it's
spend the next 3
if it doesn't
hours
require
arguing
a lot of,
our opinions
if it doesn't require a lot of physical activity, it's not sport.
on- I mean,
Not
no,
enough
to
sport
some
for
people
Sean.
that. Yeah, no. To me, I said I consider esport a sport, but
Take it. I take
I was
it.
I was
Gonna
arguing
take it?
both sides.
Yeah. Don't just take it. Listen, just take it.
All right,
Let
all
it
right,
go.
all right, fine. That being said, I want to ask you guys, because esports are exploding.
Yes,
They're
are.
getting to be a big deal. They're getting more and more mainstream every year. Where do you guys think they'll be in 30 years from now? I mean, Activision Blizzard just bought MLG, and MLG has an arena out in Columbus, Ohio, specifically designed for esports. They've come out and said that they want to be the ESPN of esports.
Yeah, they did.
I think big things are on the horizon for esports. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys have an opinion on that?
Yeah, you can go first.
I love that they want to do that. Activision Blizzard is, one of, if not just about, the biggest company. And the fact that they did that because they want to not only be in charge of their games for esports, but hold more, they have the money and the ability to push esports into the mainstream light, like some companies may not. So I'm glad that of any company to do that it was them.
Yeah, they have the financial backing to really.
Yeah, they do.
Exactly, and they have the resources, and when they bought MLG too, they didn't just be like, all right, we're starting over. No, like they bought MLG, they got their employees, they acquired everything, they acquired all of MLG's resources, and then with Activision Blizzard's financial backing too, it is going to explode even more than it currently is. And
it's not just Blizzard. There's the other companies that do esports are growing and
Riot?
doing bigger, better things every year. Riot, Valve,
Riot's huge.
both those guys.
But I'm saying there could have been like a smaller company that could have tried to buy MLG just to acquire them, and it may not turn out well. But Activision Blizzard doing it, or even if Riot did, it would still be the same thing because Riot is huge. But
Yahoo was actually in talks to buy MLG because MLG was in financial trouble.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm kind of
glad that fell through because I can't think of a better company for.
See, if Yahoo did though, it would have been the financial reasons that it would have been okay. But I agree, it might not have done as well because they don't really have the background in it.
Yeah, I love how it went to a company that's been in esports since if you think about it, like Starcraft.
Yeah.
That's esports.
That started esports.
Yeah.
That made esports.
That is esports. Yes.
Right.
And the fact that they said that they want to be the ESPN of esports is kind of like a middle finger to ESPN actually for all the things that they say about it not being a sport for them to use. Even though yes, ESPN is the biggest sports network, but for them to use that specifically, that specific quote was just great because it's like, you know what, you want to say this about esports. We really don't care. We have the fan base and the resources to make this as big as we can.
Absolutely.
With or without your help. And I can see, honestly, it's going to become even bigger and bigger and bigger. And ESPN is going to say, holy crap, I know we just started getting into this. We should do more. We need to do more.
Well, they might miss out. The other thing I wanted to mention about how esports is growing is, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with it, but LOL has an LCS, their League Championship Series, and they have a regular season. It's legitimately it is the NBA format for esports, and they have a region. They have a European region. They have a North American region. In North America, all the games are played in the same building as a LAN event out in LA. They play it. I don't remember the name of the city from the article, but in Europe they play in Germany. And
turn down bumper music, bro. You were blasting for a second. I don't know if you hit something. I was like, whoa, elevator.
I got nothing, man. I didn't touch anything.
I think because it comes from his end that it goes higher.
What I was gonna say is on the league website now. By the way, on the LCS website, you can sign up for Fantasy League of Legends. So the idea is and I was reading about it, and it sounds awesome. It's a lot like fantasy football. You pick your players for that week. And then based on how many kills, assists, how many times they've died, you pick a team, kind of like how you pick a team defense in fantasy football. And there's a whole scoring system based on it. It's a real thing, and it looks really, really interesting. I'm not going to lie. So and that just goes to show you how esports are growing, how popular they are becoming. The other thing I want to talk about is Heroes of the Dorm, and I didn't realize this at first, is essentially an NCAA style tournament for Heroes of the Storm. It's 64
so cool.
colleges in a single elimination knockout bracket, and then the final, like I think it's the Elite 8 meetup out in LA, and it's incredible. You can, on the Heroes of the Dorm website, print out an NCAA style bracket and join a pool and do a little pick'em. It's incredible.
But they already did it, didn't they?
That was last year. They're going to do it again this year. It's annual. It's every single year.
Oh wait, he was talking about Hearthstone earlier. That's why. Wait, what? Oh, I'm excited now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Come
Let's do it on the show. Let's have a
We're gonna
a user
we're gonna make
one.
That should be something we should do. Yes.
Bracket
We'll
challenge.
start a week. Yeah, exactly. We'll start a weekly Blizz bracket challenge for Heroes of the Dorm. It'll be exciting. We'll get everyone involved. Maybe we'll make we'll get a prize.
Yeah.
We'll pull some money together. We'll make a prize for the winner, and we'll mail it out to them or something. That'll be great.
I don't know if you guys can hear Justin over his blasting elevator music, but
No, it went that way.
but no, yeah. So if you guys in chat think that's a good idea, want to get in on that, let us know.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on a bracket for Heroes of the Dorm.
Maybe that'll be the contest for the Warcraft tickets. Bam.
Yes.
Because
All right,
then
I like it.
that'll be like
Good idea.
Heroes of the Dorm will be like a month, maybe 2 months before this movie. So interesting.
Yeah, so that'd be good timing.
So ultimately, I don't know about you guys. I was just going to say, I think the perception's going to change. Right now, it's kind of an against the grain thing. But look at the X Games. At the X Games now, you can put they have a Call of Duty tournament and a CSGO tournament. Correct. At X Games, known for snowboarding and skateboarding, right? And I remember when the X Games first came out and I was a kid, that kind of used to be the outcast thing. Like, a lot of people didn't really like that, but that's grown to be an accepted thing in our culture now. And I think esports and gaming in general is on the way to that. What do you guys think?
And I think that it is just going to keep growing no matter what. And I think that the people that want, I think right now that the right people are involved in pushing esports to that higher level. Like you have here in the notes that we kind of skipped. Infrastructure slowly coming together. There's an MLG arena in Columbus, Ohio. There's esports arena in Santa Ana, which is where they held Heroes of the Dorm. Or sorry, not Heroes of the Dorm. Heroes Rising. You know, more and more of these are going to be popping up in more and more cities, and it's going to become.
There's so much support from the community though as well.
Yeah.
Like if you look at, they're getting casters that are just players, like fans, which is
Hearthstone had a tournament to be a caster. So like even if you're not as good at playing the game, but you're great at commentating on it. Yeah, you understand what's going on. You can even go into that side of it.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see. And you know what? Even if esports doesn't get on mainstream television, it doesn't quite need it, really. Think about how big it's becoming through Twitch and YouTube gaming,
Yeah.
It's 2016. In 30 years from now, who knows even how many TV channels there's going to be, because everything is just going to be online.
Well, what if online's not even a thing? What if we're moving past being on the internet? Because if you look at the internet, dude, the internet's not
very true.
That old.
True.
So imagine what the next gen stuff is going to be. So 30 years from now, it's going to be completely different.
Yes.
The internet is probably going to be almost a thing of the past. I have a feeling.
Yes. But my point is that
can't even wrap my brain around that.
No.
my point more though was
I
that
study it. So
My point more was that they don't necessarily need to be on ESPN or on television in general. I think the way that it's going is going in the right direction, even without the help of mainstream media. And sooner or later, like I said before, that mainstream media, such as ESPN, is going to wish that they had gotten involved now or sooner, and not have said or done the things that they did, because it is going to be huge. You will be seeing more people tuning in. I am going to say this now, that you will see more people tuning in to
write it down.
league championships, to
Get the newspaper, take a picture.
to Heroes of the Dorm, to the Heroes World Championship, to Warcraft Arena, everything. You're going to see more people tuning into that online than you will see tuning into, I'll say, award shows within the next 5 years, and within the next 10 years, I'll say some sporting events also.
Let me throw a little stat at you that I picked up while researching for this show. The Dota 2, the International, so the World Championship for Dota 2.
Event. Oh my god!
When that was streamed, and this is from the same article that I have linked in the show, where the ESPN boss said esports aren't a sport. 75 million people streamed that. That was more than the World Series and the NBA Finals gathered in any other games.
So I'm already right.
Not more than the Super Bowl. So let's not get carried away. It wasn't more than the Super Bowl, but more than the NBA Finals and the World Series. Think about that.
That's
impressive.
That's the real deal.
And that's a video game.
So for them to take it lightly is disrespecting it, and they're gonna regret it. I agree.
All right.
All right. That about wraps up what we wanted to talk about with esports for this show. If you have any comments, you want to provide us with some input, what you thought about the show, what you think about esports, where it's going, you can shoot us an email at theweeklyblizz@gmail.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 805-666-BLIZZ. That's 805-666-2549. And send us your feedback. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I haven't gotten anything yet. We got 91 people watching the show right now. I need some comments, some concerns, people.
Yeah. Let us know what's up.
Right? Other than that, we're also on iTunes and Stitcher and TuneIn and Google Play now. I finally got us all up there. You can watch the VODs of these shows on YouTube.
We'll be up on Twitch too now.
Yes, we're going to have Twitch VODs.
VODs
Those last for what,
Twitch.
14 days?
Yes, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But they are on our
Oh,
YouTube.
Sunny's concerned, so watch out, guys.
So if you're enjoying the show, if you guys could do me a big favor, do all of us a big favor, leave a 5-star review for us on iTunes or Stitcher or both. I don't care. Leave a review, leave a little comment. We'll read it out on the show so you get a little publicity. They're extremely important to us. They help us generate more listeners, allow us to share our show with more people just like you. Other than that, let's do our shout outs and tell people where we can be found.
All right, let's see. You can find me Twitter at Sean Mess, Instagram Sean_Mess, SeanMess.com. Check out my portfolio. And shout outs to Brendan Walsh. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody tuning in, not just him. Daniel, Adam, all you guys, and Peter. I know. Sorry, I stole you, Justin. I know, but you're still gonna give a shout out too. But no, I appreciate it too. He'll have the better shout out. Mine is just a little one to thank you. So that's for me.
Mad dude, you got
Justin.
Yo,
sorry.
I'm so tilted right now.
Yeah.
Yo, he's so tilted.
Oh, he tilted
He's
so
so
hard.
I worked my
tilted.
face to make that stink eye.
I know. All right. Shout out, Justin.
sorry.
Give it.
You
Throw
guys
it.
can follow me on
Shout
at PowerUp_JT. I want to give a shout out to my good buddy Peter Brooks, one of my best friends growing up.
Oh,
So
yeah?
proud of you, man.
I think Sean.
You got
threw it out.
you got a major social media presence online right now. It was incredible to watch you stream on Twitch the other night, watch you play Minecraft. You've got so many subscribers on YouTube. I mean, I'm happy for you, man. I'm so glad that you're happy doing your thing. I'm glad that thank you so much for watching the show tonight. I know I texted you at the last minute. I'm glad you're able to watch the show. I miss you, man. We got to catch up. We got to play some video games together. All right, brother? Other than that, Roti, man, where can you be found at?
You can find me on Twitter at powerup_protein. And I'd just like to give a shout out to all the, guildmates that are in chat right now. Thanks for being a big part of the show. You guys are always, your comments are always welcome. We enjoy it. So please keep coming back. We appreciate it.
I love you guys. You guys been watching every night. It's great.
The
All
support.
right, let's
Tell your
Let's
friends, tell your
rip-
parents, tell their friends, tell your
a lot of
grandparents.
people.
Download it on your
everyone
parents'
big
go
wins.
phone.
watch the Weekly Blizz.
Steal your parents' phone, download it.
Wow. Do they know how to use podcasts?
All right, guys, let's wind this down.
All right.
The music used in the intro for the Weekly Blizz was created by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this song and others on his site at incompetech.com. The Weekly Blizz is part of the Power Up Network. It is the only show on the Power Up Network so far. So stay tuned for future content we are developing.
You can watch the VOD of this show on YouTube anytime for 2 weeks on Twitch right here. And search for the Weekly Blizz on both, or specifically in Twitch, Power Up Network. Watch us live on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitch TV/Power Up Network.
You can follow us on Twitter at the Weekly Blizz. I know, tough to find.
And again, if you'd like to contact us, just email us at theweeklyblizz@gmail.com or leave a voicemail at 805-666-BLIZZ. That's 805-666-2549.
You know, the world could always use more heroes.